Performance management is a critical component for successful teams and organizations. So we're going to spend a few minutes discussing this important area to help your team achieve its mission. The performance plan lays the foundation for everything within performance management for civilian employees. The performance plan can be in one of two formats, either the Air Force Form 1003, the core personnel document, or the Air Force Form 860 for those not on a core doc. Employees will be tracked on one of these plans. Both the Air Force Form 1003 and the Air Force Form 860 outline the elements and standards of performance that serve as the basis for the annual evaluation at the end of the performance cycle. One of the most crucial aspects of the performance plan is the employee signature, which should be accomplished within the first 30 days of the employee's arrival for duty, and thereafter within the first 30 days of each new rating cycle. It creates numerous problems when you have performance plans that have not been signed and certified, because you cannot render a rating when you don't have a certified plan in place. So let's make sure those performance plans get signed. Let's take a look at the feedback form, the Air Force Form 860B. Most locations use the Air Force Form 860B for employee feedback, although some bases, such as Peterson and Shepherd Air Force bases, use locally approved feedback forms. While feedback is only required once a year from a policy perspective, this is certainly only the bare minimum. Effective supervisors will provide feedback on a regular basis through many methods, and most importantly, they will provide feedback whenever it is needed. There are two parts to the Air Force Form 860B, which must be filled out to successfully complete the feedback form. This can be done either before or during the employee feedback session. The first part includes marking the areas where you indicate whether someone needs significant improvement or little to no improvement, and that line should be annotated appropriately. This is the left side of the form. The second part includes a section for the comments where you actually write about your observations of the employee's performance as well as your concerns and/or kudos. This is the right side of the form. The comments should be very specific to the elements that are listed on the performance plan, regardless of the form you use. If you need a continuation page, then use one. Also remember, the feedback form should include all of your observations, both positive and negative. This is an opportunity to paint a picture of the employee's performance, so you shouldn't whitewash your comments. Also, you need to have the employee sign the form. However, if the employee will not sign the 860B, then you need a witness signature to verify the employee was provided the opportunity to sign the feedback form, but refused to do so. The last part we're going to cover in this section is the actual appraisal form itself, the Air Force Form 860A. Part A is where you actually rate the elements. It's extremely important for supervisors to look back to that signed and certified performance plan that was accomplished at the beginning of the rating cycle to ensure all elements are rated on the appraisal form. Part B is where you annotate the employee's impact on mission accomplishment. Part B is mandatory for GS 14s and 15s and is optional for all other employees. Parts C and D are only necessary if an award is being recommended, and even then, Part B may serve as the Part C award justification. Part E is the certification portion of the 860A and must be signed by the rater, reviewer, award approving official if an award has been recommended and approved for the employee, and of course the employee themselves. Part F can be found on the back side of the 860A. This is where the actual appraisal factors are broken down into 9 distinct areas, each of which is rated from 1 to 9. Part F is critical because this is where you identify behaviors observed in the current position, but they also identify predictive elements of behavior and performance at the next higher level. Many employees place a great deal of stock in these factors since they can play into promotion opportunity considerations. With that in mind, supervisors should take special care when completing this section. Part F is filled out for all employees GS 14 and below, but does not apply to GS 15s. Performance management is important in documenting the performance of all employees, whether they are performing at acceptable levels or not. Our next area concerns those employees not meeting standards, those who need additional observation and specific goals for improvement.